Well, we're here at the 2023 New Mexico Tattoo Fiesta, enjoying a super busy-ass weekend, and I've gotten the privilege to get some time from a badass veteran tattoo artist who's been slinging ink for over 3 decades. He's willing to take some time from his busy schedule to sit down and chat with me about some things that are pretty important to my life and as well as his. So I'm happy to introduce Myke Chambers. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, busy weekend and a slammed booked. I think we tried to get you on a seminar, but I mean, it was just too tight for you.
Yeah, I've been super busy, so I apologize about the lack of good communication and stuff like that.
Next time.
Yeah.
No. I was just chatting with you. One of my last apprentices is about to get a dope piece. I'm not exactly sure what design she's getting, but she's getting in a pretty spicy spot. What you guys gonna do on that?
We're gonna do a just classic panther and rose.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. I look forward to checking out, and I know she's super excited too to get tattooed by you. I mean, your work is bold, clean, beautiful. I was just kind of checking out your Instagram this morning, and it's just, I wish I had the time this weekend myself, and you did too. But again, next time. So.
Yeah.
One thing that really stands out to me about you, Myke, was it's actually one of your pinned posts on Instagram, where you talk about 14 years ago, you were going through some changes in your life.
That was an older video, so it's been almost 18 years.
Okay, that's even better. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So over 18 years ago, you had kind of a shift in your life.
Yeah.
And you basically went from a dark place, and you've headed into a place of positivity, inspiration. You've been finding the positives and the negatives in your life since, and it's been through sobriety. And as I mentioned, that does kind of struck a personal chord, because I'm kind of been dealing with that and become a sober artist as well, and I think it's something that's maybe a little unique but more prevalent in the industry today. I think more artists are heading in that direction, but could you speak to that a little bit about your journey and how that's applied to your career today?
Obviously, it's been detrimental to my career.
Okay.
But prior to getting sober, honestly, I was just a piece of shit.
Sure.
I didn't want to be.
Okay.
I didn't want to be, but that was just kind of the nature of it. It's just selfishness. It's just this level of selfishness. You can't see. You just have this tunnel vision, and it's all about what can I get, what can I do, and what can I do for myself.
Sure.
And today it's really about what can I give back. I spent a long time taking, and now I just want to try and give back, and I'm able to do that a lot through tattooing. Tattooing's given me a really large platform to reach a lot of people, and people that can, I found typically can relate, and
this, would you say like artists and clients?
Yeah, absolutely. Artists, clients, random people on Facebook or Instagram, Yeah, it's been a pretty wild journey.
Yeah. That you can recall.
I can recall most of it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of stuff I don't actually remember. Maybe some stuff, although I'm getting kind of old. So
I feel you. That's kind of a natural progression of things. I love that. Going from that selfish mindset to more of a selfless, giving back mentality, which is so important as a tattoo artist, starts to develop in their career. There's a point where being self-motivated and grinding and selfishness to survive is a key element. But there's a point where you become affluent and influential enough and have enough of, you have enough to share to where you recognize the value of perpetuating that forward to future generations. And, at the show, I was always making a point to hit the gym in the morning, and the last 3 mornings, there's been a young gentleman in there, and he's been hitting the weights every morning too. And today, I made a point to stop and say, hey man, like, where you from? Nice to meet you. Good job on, not partying and working out. And he says, well, I'm sober. And it was cool because, personally, when I was in my 20s tattooing, it was go to a convention, tattoo all day, party all night, tattoo hungover the next day. And, it was cool to see, getting up and working out. What do you do to take up that free time? When you're at a convention, obviously you're not partying. What are you doing with your free time at a show?
My free time at a show is typically chilling, enjoying. I come here to this convention. I love this convention. I love the New Mexico Tattoo Fiesta. I think it is my favorite one. I wake up early, I work out, go to the gym, grab some coffee, and I like to go sit outside. There's some rocks out front, and I like to just sit outside and look off into the distance. I listen to a lot of positive, kind of self-help type stuff, like audiobooks and stuff. I read a lot of books, and but like my daily life, or like at a convention, because at a convention it is hard, because most people, and this is just society in general, bonding over drinks, and it's a social lubricant. It helps people that have anxieties about being in public and social, the social anxieties and stuff, and when I take away those crutches that I had to, help me be able to talk to people and stuff. Here, I'm just left bare, and I don't have it, so I have to really step out of myself and interact with people. Definitely, I don't mind hanging out with people that are drinking. That's just life. I can't change everybody else. I can't hide from it. It is what it is. It doesn't bother me. Now, once everybody starts having that faraway look in their eye and they're telling me how much they love me, that's like about the time that I'm just like, all right, peace, and I'm gonna go to my room or whatever. But I'm like, all right, it's about that time. It's you guys have fun. I'll see you at 1 in the afternoon tomorrow when you stroll in. But and I feel I'm just so much more focused, and in my whole career has been built sober, because before that I wasn't building shit. I was just kind of existing, and it wasn't really a great existence. Today I'm just, I've really prided myself for a long time on being a survivor. I survived this crazy wild childhood. I survived living on the streets. I lived on the streets as a kid for a long time, and I survived prison, and and then I survived this crazy drug and alcohol addiction, and I'm a fucking survivor. And I realized today that surviving isn't living.
No.
And I'm actually learning to live. And I'm living on life's terms.
Cool.
So
I love that, going from survivor to a thriver. And really I love the as a tattoo artist wants to develop in a career and kind of hit for aspirations of becoming established like yourself, recognizing that alcohol wasn't, or just crutches, whatever it is, right, was slowing you down and not helping your career persist and grow. And through sobriety, you've become more focused, and that shows in your work because it's clean as hell, right?
Thank you.
You obviously have to be sharp and focused on what you're doing. So, that's a cool, I think, lesson that younger aspiring artists could really take away from it, is that yes, we all have things we deal with, especially dealing with new people, social anxieties, but it doesn't always have to be something that's numbed. It could be something that we embrace. Go at it raw, as you said, get who you are in that situation, And recognize when you know you need to leave, when the times to say peace out and go.
Yeah.
But to see the value in being yourself and to be focused, and that's really what makes you, sharpens you that next level to take your career a little farther.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I'm also not saying that like everybody should quit drinking and everybody, in drinking there reaches a point where, it's like, I don't saw this comedian talking about this, but it's like there's a point where, throughout the night, people are out having drinks with their friends and like, okay, well, I got work tomorrow, I'm gonna go home. And then someone else is like, oh yeah, I got a, babysitter or whatever, or yeah, it's past, and then there's the person that's like party, that's like keeps raging, like everybody's like, going off and they don't stop, Those are the people that probably shouldn't be drinking. The other people like, drinking responsibly and that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but if it's not affecting your life. But the problem is the clarity to see when it's actually affecting your life and affecting your work.
Yeah. That kind of goes back to, you mentioned you love reading books and audiobooks. Same thing. I love anything that helps me become inspired. And it's good to self-check, right? And that's probably what you're doing. You're drinking your coffee, look off in the distance, kind of just contemplating life, and there's probably a lot of checks and balances, and it's important for people to say like, hey, I feel like shit today because I stayed up too late and I should have stopped, with my homies. At that point, it's not like, oh, I just need to grind through it. Maybe I should, it's that point like, is there something I should do? Is there some changes I should make?
Yeah.
And on that note, is there any particular books that just like call out to you? Because I know people, I'm always looking for new books.
I think one book that's been really great for me in the last, I don't know, maybe 4 years, that's like really changed a lot of my perception of things, it's a book called Money and the Law of Attraction by Esther Hicks.
Write that down.
Like, it's Abraham Hicks. There's a lot of clips of their stuff on Instagram of them talking, because they've been doing a lot of stuff, but it's pretty amazing. And it talks about like money and the law of attraction, where it definitely deals with money, but it's not just that. It deals with like all of life. And I've read that book. I can't even tell you how many times I've read it. And then I also have it on audiobook, and I'll like work out and listen to it. And like I'll be on a treadmill listening to it, walking. Anytime that I'm doing stuff, like however, I do listen to a lot of audiobooks, but I do need to take time to actually just think.
Sure.
And that's one thing that I'm really trying to be aware of right now, is giving myself time to think without looking at a cell phone, without listening to something, without, watching a TV. Just being able to quiet contemplation is, it's kind of hard to get today because we have so many of the distractions and these mind traps.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Growing up, I'm 43. When we wanted to know something before we sought out information, now we just, cut out information. We're curating information now.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great tip, is to really find that time to empty out clear out all the apps, get all the apps that are running in the background, and just really be where you're at, doing what you're doing.
Right. And art is amazing at doing that. Just sitting there drawing or painting, and just, you're just in there. And also, especially, with the kind of like automatic type stuff, I'm shading. I've done this,
Subconscious.
a million times. I'm just going, and then so your mind can kind of free up. Back in the old days, the kind of like wise women, and they would have like knitting circles or whatever, or crafting, and they would do stuff, and they would like kind of channel through doing that. And it's amazing what like the crafting type of things, the crafting side of tattooing can really enable that. And sometimes I do like to tattoo, and I'll have one earbud in and I'm listening to an audio book and talking to my client at the same time and tattooing. But then also I like to just check out and just be like there. And I'm still talking to my client because that's ultimately why I'm there. I'm there for my client. I'm not there to be like putting on headphones and be like, don't talk, I'm just doing this. And, I'm trying to give them an experience, but I also still have to take care of myself at the same time.
That way you can give them the best product.
Yeah.
I love that because I personally, at my studio, I'm the only artist in the shop that doesn't have a television, right? Because I like to talk to my clients because it's an experience they're having. And years ago, I was at a worldwide tattoo conference, and Guy Atchison was speaking, and he spoke about this tattoo he saw on this guy's arm. It was amazing. To the point where he went and said, "Hey man, that's a great tattoo." And the client was like, "Nah, it's okay." The guy was kind of a dick, like that was his memory from this amazing tattoo. And yet we've all seen those tattoos that maybe aren't the best tattoo in the world, but they're like, "Oh my God, Myke is amazing," or Bob or Joe, because that artist, gave them that experience and did the best they could, and it changed their perception on that artwork. And sometimes that's what really, like I said, it could take that experience of a tattoo to that new level, and it's good that you're engaging with that concept of engaging.
I actually talk about that a lot, when I do seminars and presentations and stuff. I talk about you can convince someone that their bad tattoo you just gave them is fucking amazing. Depending on how stoked you are on it,
sure,
and how good of an experience they got, they don't really care.
Sure. No, that's a great point. I mean, I have, I'm sure you as well has made sure that, even when your apprentice does a tattoo or anyone comes to the shop and maybe there's things you want to correct, no matter what, you're like, "That's a badass tattoo. That's amazing."
Yeah.
So the client's like, "Sweet."
Yeah. Well, I try and encourage my guys and, girls to, whenever they do, just simple little infinity symbols or wave outlines or whatever, take a picture of the tattoo. I'm stoked because they always, when you don't take a picture of a tattoo, they fucking notice.
They're like, "Why?" Yeah.
And they're like,
"You're proud of it?"
They're like, "Yeah, you don't care about this tattoo. It's like nothing to you.
Yeah.
Take a fucking picture of the tattoo."
Yeah. Yeah, even if you don't do nothing.
Yeah, even if you don't do anything with it, take a picture. It really matters to people. And I don't know.
No, that's cool. I love that because that kind of plays into a lot of aspects of the psychology of the tattoo. People joke about with AI, and one day there'll be robot machine tattoos, and it's like, I don't know, because people, the tattoo is this experience they seek out, and they make these connections and bonds with us. But it stems from the connections and bonds we make with ourselves, right? We can be true to ourselves and recognize that what we're doing to ourselves affects us, and the things we're doing to our clients affects them. That kind of, again, that just adds that extra level to our career, right? More focus, more clarity of intention, better relationships with our clients, and I said that kind of leads towards, having a better career, I think, overall.
Yeah.
I have taken up, I'm sure, plenty of time. I know you got a busy day and you're going to get in there slinging some ink. I've enjoyed this, because personally, I think it's important that a lot of tattoo artists, as we navigate our careers and we go into these social environments, to recognize that, it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have social anxiety. It's okay that there's everyone else is dealing with it too, and that that you can find other things to do that's more productive and bring more focus to your experience at the convention. I'm sure in your past, when you partied hard, and myself as well, I feel like I've made good connections, but I don't remember them all.
Yeah.
Consuming, instead of consuming toxins, you're consuming nourishing information, or detoxing yourself. I think that's really important for younger tattooers and just tattooers in general to know.
Yeah.
Is that these are some of those keys to your success. And I don't know if there's anything you wanna leave us with, or.
I don't know why this popped into my head, but on the sobriety thing, it's like, people get sober, life can still suck. It just sucks better sober. I don't know. No, my life is really good. Life is great.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I thought about that. I was just like, but life still happens.
Yeah, it does. It does. There's going to be bad days and be good days.
Yeah. But well, I appreciate you talking to me and inviting me to talk and everything. It's been great.
Of course. And, I look forward to, I'm glad you like the New Mexico Tattoo Fest because I love it too. It's my home, that's where I live. But it is a great show. It's a show for artists, put on by artists. We definitely want to keep growing the education aspect. So we'll keep in touch for next year and make sure it happens and it's successful for you and everyone that comes to your seminars.
Hey.
Cool. Thanks, brother.
Yeah.